Hey, what's up, Astralites? It's Mr. Sensational Astral here. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. I'm doing all right, or as good as I can be. A little bit better than yesterday, I'd say. If you notice something new about the camera before I get started, um, Juliana had this idea to prop it a little bit higher, so now you can see it, both of us, or for the moment, just me. But anyway, you're probably some of you are probably going, so Astral, why weren't you feeling 100 yesterday? Like, what was going on? For those of you who are asking that, I'm very glad you asked. Okay, so as you know, I live in the Midtown area. It's usually a quiet neighborhood, and I was doing some of my morning rounds. I was over on the around Ernesto's restaurant area. If you guys are familiar with that, light turns green, right? And halfway, I'm not even done crossing. This moron decides to try to nearly hit me just so he can move along his way. So this is why I say confiscate keys, not licenses, because okay, here's the thing. Even if you don't have a license and you still people still know how to drive even if they don't have a license. I'm just going to say that. Uh, Anywhere you it's law requires you to get a license anyway, but I'm here to talk to you guys about how licenses are not making a difference anymore. They're really not. That whole you've been doing this and that. We're gonna have to suspend your license. Really? Because that's about as an equivalent as putting a child in the corner for a timeout. That never works. Licenses are not the problem. It is the morons behind the cars driving it. And I'm not being nice about it. I'm really not. I shouldn't have to be. Pedestrians have the right of way. How hard is that for you guys to understand? It's the morons who are in charge of having the keys and driving, y todo acting stupid también. Don't get me wrong, I'm still in a good mood. I'm just, this kind of thing just hypes me up a little bit because I should be able to have to walk across the street without the fear of some maniac driving his car. He was driving like he was driving like he stole something. I'm not even gonna lie. Uh, Broke down Cadillac, Pinto, whatever he was driving. And that actually reminded me of something else that happened today. And I'm telling you guys, no joke, I've never seen this before. So I'm on my way back from Target earlier, and I'm about to cross the street. I take a second, wipe my glasses off, and I thought I was seeing things because my glasses were off, obviously, but I wasn't, because when I put them back on, I see this. Two crosswalk machines, right? Only, how do I explain this? Okay, so the left side of it, if it goes green, you could walk across the street, right? They put one next to it, turns green the same way, but I look to my right and the other lights turn green. I'm like, what kind of messed up stuff is this? And this is exactly how people are gonna get hit by cars. This is how accidents happen. What I was saying to myself, basically. And I don't drive, and there's many reasons to it. You know what happened yesterday, and just seeing everything. Gas isn't even the problem. It's really not. It's we have morons driving on the street. That's point blank. It's like, why can't I just walk across the street, have those little kids wait their turn, and by little kids, I meant to put air quotes, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying here, basically. It's like, what's the point of being pedestrian if you can't cross the street anymore? That's why I let the cars go first, even when the light's green. I wait for that little lull, where the cars are, where the light's still green, but the car is still in the distance. That way I can just be like, okay, let's hurry this up before somebody loses their mind. But it's getting ridiculous. Like, okay, and I was explaining this to Juliana the other day after it happened. So, um, basically, we shouldn't we should not suspend licenses anymore because that's not that makes no difference anymore. It really doesn't. What we should do is confiscate the keys, obviously, like I've been saying, put them in a file drawer that you usually, I don't know how suspended licenses work if you keep them in a file or whatever, but anyway, keep the keys in a file, have them go to traffic school for however long they need, and after they've been on their best behavior, and I hate being condescending, I hate to patronize, but you know what? People want to act like children. So I'm going to say this as if they were children. Confiscate their keys, put them in a file, have them sent to traffic school for however long they need, and as soon as they have had their best behavior, they pass the class with flying colors, they can have their keys back for a small fee. Because honestly, this whole, oh, I'm in a rush. Driving is much like golf. It requires an unbridled amount of patience. You shouldn't have to be in a rush to drive. Like, look at me, for instance. I tell people how old I am, and they're like, "Oh, what? Why haven't you gotten your permit or your license yet? Or why haven't you gotten it in a high school?" None of your business. I don't have to do everything the way society wants me to. I don't have to have a driver's license or a permit in high school. I've taken those classes and pretty much failed miserably. But anyway, I've gotten a hang of. I've taken a couple driving lessons here and now, but you know what? Don't judge me for not driving, because all you guys will do is honk at me just for driving responsibly. I'm not trying to have that. And I really hope the ones who are acting stupid with their cars is watching this. I'm really not gonna be nice to you guys. Not if you're gonna hit pedestrians like me who, we got places to go to, but we're not gonna we're not gonna attack you. Like, how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna attack you if you're driving? Like, seriously. Respect is a two-way street. Some of you don't even remember that. It's like people need to chill. Because if Giuliano was with me and that happened, I'm talking about unbridled patience. I also have unbridled rage. So picture that idiot nearly hitting the love of my life because he didn't have the patience to wait. Y'all need some daggone sense. And I guarantee you, I didn't see this, but I guarantee you they were either on their phone or whatever it is they were doing. They had some piece of technology, otherwise they would have been paying attention. And part of me was going, I really wish they would have hit me because I would have had a case had I'd have made it through. But that's not me. You know, I'm cautious when I'm walking every day. But drivers need to practice more patience. It's getting ridiculous. Oh, and I mentioned the phone thing. Some of you morons are still doing that. The guy who created a hands-free Bluetooth, you guys are basically spitting in his face when you're answering calls or texting when your car is in idle mode. It's ridiculous. There's no point if you have Bluetooth hands-free and you still have the daggone thing in your hands. It's stupid. Stop it. Whew. Man, drivers get on my nerves much like today's kids who want to go in stores and make a fool of themselves. That's how bad it is. That's how bad we have become as a society. We don't want to drive and practice patience properly. That's why I put hashtag drive responsibly. I should have put hashtag. Well, I probably will after I'm done with this video. Hashtag X, like Demi Lovato was doing for that one promo, that one commercial. Like hashtag X means, for those of you who don't know, um, I will not answer text messages or calls because I am driving. Like, guys, I know we're addicted to our phones. It it's become a part of human nature with us. I get that. 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, every single person is on their phones. It's become a habit. But we need to moderate that habit. We need to learn to put our phone not even on vibrate, just put it on silent so you don't get distracted. Because you're going to answer those phone calls and text messages later anyway. So what's the problem? Like, why can't you guys just turn your phones off while you're driving? Hands free for a reason. I mean, at times I can find it a little redundant because we have hands free technology, but I get it. But here's the thing, it's more understandable if you have a hands free device because of work or a family emergency. Some of you who have the hands free don't even use it. Well, even if you do have it, you don't use it. You just like, oh, let's see what they said, this and that. If you can't manage to turn your phone off for the appropriated amount of time to get from point A to point B, you shouldn't be driving. It's facts. This is real. And I'm not talking about DUIs. I'm not talking about doing all this kind of foolishness. A matter of fact, I'm talking about sober drivers because they seem to be doing more damage than the ones who are under the influence. And I know some of you are like, wait, sober drivers are doing that? That makes no sense. That's exactly what I'm saying. It shouldn't have to make it that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like these days we get more problems from the sober drivers than we do with the ones who are under the influence. And some of you guys I can't even drive with. I can't even ride in the car with you because you just want to act foolish. And I get it. The road's clear. You want to speed things up a bit. But guys, we are in the city. We're not in a Tokyo Drift reboot. Like, drive like you got some common freaking sense. And if you have hands-free Bluetooth, use it. Put the thing on your ear, or whatever headphones you. Nope, nah. I was about to say whatever headphones you have. Scratch that. Just okay. If you are working and you have to, if taking calls is part of your job, just get the one piece of Bluetooth for your ear. But if you have that, but your job doesn't require so many calls, turn your freaking phone off. Because I know some of you who want to drive crazy and you aren't even working. So somebody tell me something. I should not have to worry for my life every single time I walk across the daggone street. Pedestrians, stay with me. Pedestrians have the right of way. That's the basics of driving, boys and girls. And I couldn't even tell who was behind the wheel. Not like it mattered. I mean, if you're a human being driving the car, that's another thing too. Like I really don't trust these self-driving cars because they're not perfected the way we want them to be yet. And I watched this comedy car show, American Auto, with Catherine Hahn, and you know, as funny as it is, I think it's also showing us um, the things that we shouldn't do with the cars. But yeah, me personally, if I was driving, my dream car is a Tesla. You know, not have to work. I I like electric cars, like the Tesla. I prefer those. You know, I'm an environmentalist basically, and if you don't like it, I couldn't care less. You guys are probably the ones who are messing up probably still driving those gas guzzlers. But all in all, my point is do better behind the wheel. Because if you do like that guy, like whoever was behind the wheel did when I was trying to cross, and they actually hit somebody, and they lived through it. This is just a what if sort of situation. They lived through it. You're grass because you can't say you didn't see the person crossing the street. Fools, the light was green. The light was green, and I walked first. I'm just gonna say that. Do better behind the wheel, or for those of you who are, if you don't drive or you do, but you know someone who doesn't know how to drive behind the wheel, take their keys. Just do something that is not going to put lives in jeopardy because you were in a rush. I know people who I know if you gotta get to work, or I get if you're in a rush, I really do, but it's all a matter of timing. Be smarter when you're driving on the streets. Just that's all I gotta say to you guys is be smarter, or just don't drive. Point blank. And I hope you guys learned something from watching my videos. Make sure that you definitely uh, catch my indecisions are incorrect. Juliana was actually telling me that she really wanted to focus on getting the views up on that one, and I do too, because there's a lot of I have a lot of wisdom for you guys. Like it's not just the car driving. It's it's also relationships and things like that. So catch up on my videos, like, subscribe, keep push notifications turned on, because we're not going to be a better society if all we're going to do is act reckless and stupid. Be smarter behind the wheel. I love you guys. Be safe, be careful. And um, there's a few places that have had COVID outbreaks. So just be on the lookout for those. Make sure you have your masks on you just in case. And be so excuse me, be safe. I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next video.